Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Dish Shelter Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Sir, how goes it on this beautiful, lovely Dream Thursday?
I don't know. It's been such a weird week. My youngest had the flu for the basically starting last Friday, so it's been a roller coaster ride.
A roller coaster of phlegm and coughing
and nausea.
Yeah, that's not fun.
No, it's not good at all. It's not good at all.
The real question is, did it make a way around the house, or did it at least stay in a concentrated area?
Thankfully, it stayed only local.
There you go.
Yes. All right. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific comer himself, Zealeus.
Salutations.
This is the Thursday Night Hangouts, our live show where we try our best to cover the topics most important to you during the show. At any point during the show, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, topics, opinions that you'd like to share with the class, please do so by adding it to the chat, be it on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook.
Indeed.
Let's get some apocalyptic, sad news out of the way.
It would not be a Thursday without sad news.
I know. The Grim Reaper has retired and has asked Chuck Norris to take his place, as Chuck Norris has now passed.
We'll see what happens to the Gates of Peter to see how he got in. That's what I'm curious of. Did he kick the door down? Would you just allow it in because who wants to mess with Chuck Norris? I have so many questions.
He's probably just like, I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy that Chuck Norris has passed.
I know. We didn't think it was possible. I didn't realize the dude was 86 years old.
I know. That's even great. And like the days prior to him passing, he was like doing hikes up a volcano.
I know. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean, he was. I always appreciate because back in the day, there was this thing called Baron's Chat in World of Warcraft. And people would make Chuck Norris jokes. They're like, I don't even know off the top of my head because they were the thing, but it was like, Chuck Norris can defeat anything basically. And like, there were all these memes, and Chuck Norris leaned into it and actually did a commercial for World of Warcraft with that kind of meme in mind, which I greatly appreciated.
And I lost Zealeus again. God dang it. What just happened? There you go. There he is.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Chuck Norris must have heard us and took in control.
Chuck Norris is like, I've got a thought that I'd like to share with the class.
So these statements were like, you lost me, you saw your web browser. We're like, that's how web streamers who do like illicit shit get caught.
Yes.
There's no effort, thank goodness. But you always see those stories where like that exact scenario happens, and all of a sudden you see under there tawdry things that I'm not going to repeat, because they're things you should not have on your computer. Or
like aim assist.
Yes.
Or wall hacks.
I was going much worse than that.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying that.
Yeah, but things you should not be doing. But yeah, it's always because people always forget when you have your new Chrome tab, it has like your most recent or frequently visited websites.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Well, because that's what you saw on yours.
Yep.
It was like frequent websites, which perfectly benign stuff. But when you see, to your point, things like aim assist or other things, it's like, interesting. Or bookmarks.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to pull up some Chuck Norris jokes here. Just to get us in the mood here. The first one is Chuck Norris can slam a revolving door.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris counted to infinity twice. Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down.
There you go.
And one of my favorite is when Chuck Norris makes a mistake, the mistake apologizes.
Yes. So just classic, silly Chuck Norris jokes like that. Yes.
Or this one, there is no chin behind Chuck Norris's beard. There's only another fist.
And it helped save, I think it was like The Expendables 4, where like he came in and saved the day as only Chuck Norris can.
The boogeyman checks his closet for Chuck Norris every night. I love it. Chuck Norris doesn't wear a watch. He decides what time it is. Okay. Anyways, 86, man. That's a hell of a life. I'm not gonna lie. And
he was, and people forget, like back in like the 70s, he was like a legit bona fide martial artist, kick your ass dude.
Yeah.
Like he was actually like a black belt, like a champion tournament winner.
Yeah.
In terms of like actually kicking ass and taking names in real life.
And he only lost one fight in a movie, and it was to Bruce Lee. And after that, he's like, I will never take a part where I lose another fight.
So basically The Rock.
Yeah. So sad day. All right.
I guess you lose to, Bruce Lee. You like, I would take the premise that nobody is better than Bruce Lee, so therefore nobody can beat me from that regard. I can take that.
Yeah. So, let's get the other sad news out, and then we'll get along our way. And that, of course, is that the popular actor who was part of Buffy, who played the character of Xander, Nicholas Brendon, has passed as well. Yep. He was unfortunately only 54, and I don't. They say he was he passed peacefully in his sleep of natural causes. But 54 is pretty young for natural causes, in my opinion, as I'm getting closer and closer to 54.
Sad day. Sad day.
Yes. Anyway, so, all right, let's move on. Okay. There's probably some people out there who are going to there's some big conventions that are coming up soon, called TwitchCon. Amazon has basically redone or revamped some of the rules for TwitchCon for safety reasons.
There you
go. And so let me give you a little rundown. Because at TwitchCon, if you've ever been to TwitchCon, which I have not, but at lots of TwitchCons or mini TwitchCons, you will see the IRL, in real life streamers, streaming from TwitchCon. And, because they do that. But there is going to be a new policy around the IRL streaming while at TwitchCon. The attendees will have the option to wear lanyards that basically will show if they're not comfortable with being on camera. So you've got that in place. So anyone who's wearing that designated lanyard can basically, say, I don't want to be part of it. Now, if you violate that rule, your Twitch account will be temporarily suspended, or you may be restricted from attending future Twitch events, depending on the severity of how bad you effed up.
So my first question is, can you troll somebody? Meaning, they're recording, and they're doing what happens if I have the lanyard and I just jump into a video?
I think,
it's totally a douchebag move. Okay, I'm going to reverse for a second.
Yeah.
I like the idea. I actually think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I kind of think of MomoCon and DragonCon when people are in cosplays, you just don't take a picture of them. You don't just stop to take a picture. Like, hey, dude, you have a cool cosplay. Can I take a picture? Yeah. And 99% of the time, people are totally open to yeah, take my picture, bro. So that's first thing kind of come to mind. It's it's just proper etiquette where you just don't take pictures of people without asking is totally cool. And what should be done. But I kind of think of this and, let's be honest, when it comes to the internet and people doing streaming things, people are going to find douchebaggery way of doing things.
Right.
All it takes is one person. It's not. I don't think it's not like it's a widespread thing, but all it takes is like one or two people kind of finding the loophole. Which in this case, I am curious if that's a loophole.
I'm
I'm
sure
kind of
that
of the mind. Yeah,
I'm sure
I don't
that
know.
that they'll have staff there who, if someone is trying to abuse that, the other way to get streamers in trouble, that those people will be asked to leave and probably put
'Cause
on a
yeah,
no-go list.
I do kind of feel like if I'm at TwitchCon
Yeah.
and someone is recording and they're just like walking by, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't have a lanyard on. Like I don't see an issue with that actually.
No,
Like,
no. I think it's once you try to engage that person. That's
yeah,
definitely
that yeah. So if it's just like a drive by and I just happen to see somebody,
Yeah.
I don't. I would hope that they don't get in trouble for that because that would be kind of lame.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of like my example of asking a cosplayer to take a picture. If they say no, in this case, the person's like no, it's a lanyard, and you continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with this policy where you've broken the public contract. There should be repercussions for your actions.
Right. Another new rule change is there's going to be areas where there's no recording and streaming allowed. There's also a new rule, or I guess a revamped rule for meet and greets. TwitchCon is now prohibiting walk-ups and requires reservations per person. So you can't be like one dude and then I grab Zealeus and I grab Noodle Boy and I grab Hero Chiropractic and CrossPad Creative and we all go as a bunch. So this will allow staff to manage capacity and create a more controlled environment to keep creators and fans alike safe and comfortable. One of the previous TwitchCons, they had an issue where someone was so excited to see their favorite streamer that they ran up and gave her a hug, an unsolicited hug. There's also been incidents where Twitch streamers have been confronted by their stalkers, which
I mean, these all seem like very reasonable policies.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I agree, like it does actually annoy me when you're sitting in a line. We see at a convention, you're always sitting in a line. There's one person, the line starts moving. All of a sudden, like 4 people jump in with them. You're like,
yeah,
really? So yeah, no, I think these are good policies.
Yeah. Now, of course, the upcoming I guess the next TwitchCon is going to be in Rotterdam, which I'm not exactly sure where the hell that is.
Interesting. Okay.
It is. I'm guessing this is. Well, it's going to be in Rotterdam. It's going to be May 30th and the 31st.
Maybe maybe that's Alt Confusion's next trip. What do you think?
I think that we probably do not have the budget to do one this year.
I mean, you have a credit card.
Yeah, I do. But anyways.
It's Rotterdam, bro. Come on.
But it is nice to see a convention, really step up. And now, I mean, there's, let's see here. Attendees should follow TwitchCon staff instructions, including requests to stop streaming or relocate. And of course, streamers and attendees must keep pathways clear. Don't do spontaneous interviews in the middle of, a high trafficked area.
Yeah. So I was so conflicted, like especially like a vendor hall.
Yeah.
And she said, wicked cosplay. Like, I want to take a picture of them, but at the same time, like, I don't also like want to stop traffic where like hundreds of people are trying to walk by.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. These all seem very non-controversial, I would think.
Yes.
I'm sure some of them find the controversy.
Oh, I'm sure there will be, but there's never a dull moment at a convention. Someone's going to do something that's going to raise eyebrows or make make trouble.
Is that part of the fun, though?
Is it though?
Yeah, ride him, cowboy.
Anyways, speaking of trouble, there is a there's a game called Duet Night Abyss. It's a free-to-play gotcha RPG. And during one of their latest updates, that occurred on March 18th, so 8 days ago, their update did a big oopsie-daisy, and that was that it apparently pushed malware out to everybody.
Oh, dear. That's an oopsie-daisies.
So, to combat that, players who were affected by the malware are going to receive free loot boxes to soften the blow.
Loot boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me feel so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably uninstall the game at that point, but whatever.
So,
What do I know? Did they say how the malware got distributed? Like, what was kind of the attack vector?
It's called Umbral Stealer. It's an info stealer virus that can record keystrokes and take screenshots. In basic terms, it attempts to harvest sensitive information from the machines it affects, as it's primarily geared towards stealing users' passwords and cryptocurrency.
Nice.
It was distributed via patch through the launcher.
That's what I'm curious. Like, how did it make its way into the launchers? I'm curious if they'll follow up with that.
That's a good
detail
question.
Of like how that happened. Like, I'm curious. Like, was it somebody at the company? Did the threat actor actually gain access? That's what I'm always kind of curious of in these cases.
So apparently, this is the second time that this company has accidentally pushed bad stuff out.
Well,
back in February, there was a malware attack, but it was far less malicious. And apparently, part of the attack was it just informed players that they should simply go and play Genshin Impact.
And this is their own launcher that's doing it?
Yeah.
Sounds like they need some better...
cybersecurity?
Something. Everything?
Or their code repository needs a look.
I mean, that's a pretty massive, like, oversight.
Yeah. I don't... I mean,
what's the game called?
It's called, hold on.
I never heard of it.
It's called Duet Night Abyss.
Duet Night Abyss.
Yeah.
Let's go play some free-to-play gotcha. Which, is there any such thing as a paid gotcha game?
I'm sure there is.
It just seems like that. I mean, that's the whole shtick of gotcha games is you got to roll by buying the downloadable content. The graphics look pretty on the game.
Yeah, it looks pretty. But that being said,
I'm not going to install it.
Let's see here. Yeah,
it's something.
Yes. Okay. Now, let's get some fun news, right?
There's always fun news.
For those who've been around for a bit on the interwebs, you may remember there was a popular web series that was written and fronted by the one and only beautiful Felicia Day called The Guild. Well, she is currently crowdfunding a movie spinoff of The Guild. And she's got the entire original cast back to do it. They've already gone through their first read of the script, and Felicia Day basically was brought to tears because she's so excited about this.
That's awesome.
Oh, and by the way, she's also touring. right now with her first graphic novel called The Lost Daughter of Sparta. She's doing a book tour.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Felicia does. She seems like she enjoys what she's doing, in life. She always just seems so positive.
Yes.
In a good way. So, I'm always happy to see that. So hopefully it works out.
Yes. Now, from my understanding, the Kickstarter isn't officially up yet, but it will be up soon, and then we can get a little bit of a better idea of maybe where it's going with the story. She has come out and said that she is not going to give away any of the plot right now because she don't want to ruin for anybody.
That's reasonable.
But yeah.
Very cool.
This is also the 20th anniversary next year of the guild, which is insane.
Don't tell me that.
I know.
I don't want some news we should just omit because, just no. I don't want to know these things. Anything having to do with reminding us how young we are.
Yes.
We should just, we don't want to make other listeners feel bad. So we should just omit that news.
I'm trying to remember. I'm like, I loved the guild. I was so locked into that. I'm trying to think if there's any other web series that I was well, there was one other one. There was a vampire one called, I think it's called Carmilla.
There was a time back, I feel like kind of that era, I don't want to say 20 years ago, but maybe somewhere around then.
Yeah.
Comics were a huge freaking deal.
Yeah.
And I remember every morning I had my tabs and I'd open up my 10 webcomic tabs.
Yep.
And that's kind of stuff today is going through all my webcomics. But sadly, most of them have died off over the years.
Oh God, I wouldn't even. I would be scared to look at to see where some of these webcomic how long ago it was that they got the last update.
Do I still have? It looks like I don't have my comics. Oh wait, I still do have my comics tab. I have, let's see here, Penny Arcade,
still going,
PhD Comics. Let's see here. Is that still going? This is going down. So this is when I was in actual college. I used this a lot. It was fun. Let's see. That was one. Questionable content. XKCD. Nerf Now. That was a TF2 one. Mac Hall. I know that one's dead. There were some others. Yeah. I had my list in the morning.
Yeah. So. Memories.
Yes.
Okay. The next story is kind of, and it's not kind of, it is a win for voice actors, at least in the country of Mexico.
Oh, okay.
There is an article that's been added to the law of there's a federal film and audiovisual law called Article 29. It is basically states that dubbing of any sort can only be done by people, no AI dubbing. This also protects actors against the unauthorized use of their voices.
I mean, I'm totally on board, and I'm always kind of curious, how are those applied?
Right.
Does the company have to be based out of Mexico for this to take effect? If a company in, let's just say, hypothetically, the United States does it because we have no protection laws here,
I think that if you are if you try to use a Mexican citizen's voice,
sure,
then you get in trouble. But dubbing in the U.S., the AI away, unless you try to, copy someone else's voice.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah.
mean, I wish that there were similar protections for actual people who are creating work here, but
Agreed.
yeah,
Agreed.
there's
But that's awesome. You know?
Yeah.
I like it. I would like it to happen here, please.
indeed. Sadly, I think we're going to be wishing.
Wishing
And
for a
wishing.
very long, long time.
I wish upon a shiny star.
I don't even think. I think at this point, I would wish on a tarnished star. I don't think I'd have. I don't think I'd have the liberty to wait for a shiny one.
Wait, what about the stars from Dragonlance? One of those novels has like, dragons of Twilight Star or something.
Well, maybe
I know one of the series is based on because they all had that theme.
the
And
constellation.
one has a star in the title.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one it is now, but yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pause real quick to thank the individuals who help Alter Confusion be the Alter Confusion that you love and adore. That, of course, is the friends of the show. And so we started off, as always, with the Indie Cluster. The Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game developers that want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnerships in local communities to bring games to mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts that challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves. For more information, go to indiecluster.com. The next shout out we got to give, of course, is to the AV master himself, and that is Noodle Boy Media. Founded in 2015 by Andrew Tran, Noodle Boy Media, previously White Kid 47 Media, is your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information and to view their full list of services, check out facebook.com/noodleboymedia. The next shout out we got to give is to an individual who helps get those aches and pains out of your body due to regular life, or maybe sitting in front of a computer for too long, or maybe too intense of a gaming session. That, of course, is Hero Chiropractic. Hero Chiropractic is a unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore, the company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone can be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on mobile chiropractic care in the greater Atlanta area. They are committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to herochiropractic.com. The next shout out we got to give is the Music Maestro, and that, of course, is CrossPad Creative. Need a new logo or want to work on a full branding and content strategy? Or maybe you need music or audio for your content, just like Alter Confusion? CrossPad Creative offers a whole host of solutions for individuals and small businesses. Just email Josh at crosspadcreative@gmail.com and see what he can do for you. And the final shout out we got to give is to the original backer on Patreon, our first patron, and that, of course, is Agile Axiom. By day, Axe leads both development team and system administration team working with satellites at NASA's Goddard campus. But while not in meetings, and many times during, he is the Agile evangelist, Agile Axe, championing the philosophy of Agile and trying to make the world a better place for software developers, testers, system admins, and software projects the world over. Decades of experience in software development and leading Agile teams are brought to bear against evil processes, inefficient work, and bad habits. For more information, go to agileaxiom.com. Now, I know at this very moment in time, you have to be asking yourself, how do I become a friend of the show? Well, it's quite simple, ladies and gentlemen. Alter Confusion survives and loves support of fans like you, and so we have a Patreon page. Patreon lets you, the fans, lovers, haters, demigods, interdimensional beings, gods, demons, aliens, vampires, werewolves, swamp creatures, mummies, supporters, and more, become active participants in the work we love through a monthly membership. This gives you access to exclusive content, community, and insight into our creative process. In exchange, we gain a bit more freedom to do our best work and the stability we need to build an even stronger creative career. We currently have 2 tiers that you can pledge up. You've got the $1 a month tier, that's $1 a month or $12 a year. And what that gets you is early access to all of our playthroughs as well as the ability to participate in patron-only posts. Now, if you're feeling a little extra frisky, you can bump that up to $5 a month. That's $5 a month or $60 a year. And what that gets you is that it gets you everything at the $1 tier, but it also adds your name or organization to the Friends of the Show section of the Thursday Night Hangout. So if you want to become a patron of Altered Confusion, go to Patreon. That's patreon.com/Altered Confusion today. And by the way, just in case you're wondering, I am currently in the process of recording the next early access playthrough. It is a game called American Arcadia. I have been enjoying the shit out of that game. The only downside to it is that it has frozen like 3 times, and it's one of those games that it's not it has like set checkpoints, and so yes. I've had to like record a section over again and then had it break exactly where it did before, and then I ended up having to restart my computer, and then thankfully it started. But I'm pretty deep into the game. I think I'm in chapter 6, and I think there's 7 or 8 chapters to the game.
What kind of game is it, though?
So it is. How to describe this? It is a. I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to read the thing off of Steam so that I don't mislead anybody. It is a cinematic puzzle game that combines a 2.5D platformer and first-person game to tell the tale of a thrilling escape. Experience the extraordinary story of Trevor, an average man escaping from the world's most popular reality TV show. Think kind of like it absolutely makes you feel like you're playing you're a character. Trevor is like Truman from the Truman Show.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's I have put in over 5 hours into the game already. I've recorded over 5 hours. It is it's an intense game, and I believe, I could be wrong, but I think the developers of this game also were behind a game that we have a playthrough video for a game called Call of the Sea, which was another. I guess Call of the Sea was more of, it was a puzzle kind of walking simulator, maybe. It's a very puzzly game. Let's see what they call it. Let's say just puzzle game.
There you go.
Story-rich, Lovecraftian puzzle game. But anyways, so yeah,
I spent my week playing Avowed.
I'm working on American Arcadia right now.
Nice.
So, anywho, ladies and gentlemen, I also want to draw attention to the fact that for the 15th year straight, Altered Confusion is fundraising for Extra Life. Extra Life is gamers doing what they do best, game, to help sick and injured children at their chosen Children's Miracle Network Hospital. The money that we raise through Extra Life will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta as unrestricted funds. This means that the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars we raise make the biggest impact in the lives of the kids they treat. So if you have the capacity to donate, please go to extra-life.org and search for Altered Confusion today.
Indeed.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested in any Altered Confusion gear, be it a hat, be it a coffee mug, be it a vinyl sticker, be it a beanie, which is upside down, a beanie, you can go to alteredconfusion.tv/merch. That's MERCH, and you can check out all we've got. And of course, I highly recommend that if you're going to get one, get two. You never know. You could accidentally misplace your hat, or you put the sticker, your vinyl sticker somewhere, and you're like, my God, it looks so freaking amazing that I want to put an Ultra Confusion sticker somewhere else.
You can always use another sticker.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. All right. So, getting back to the stories, let's talk about a very interesting one. There is a game on Steam. I don't know if it's finally recovered or not. I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Speaking of recovery, real quick, it's interesting. So I was looking at the game. I forgot the name that we mentioned where it had the malware.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of interesting because, like, now I feel like the tricky part of reviews is, like, when looking through it, I'm like, okay, is this actually a good game or not? It's hard to tell because every single review, and I get why, I like, understandably, they're all like, don't play the game because it's been hacked twice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm kind of curious, like, okay, but how's the actual game?
Mm-hmm.
So it is an interesting phenomenon. And we see this all the time. Like, it's not exclusive to this, where, like, a hiccup, and granted, it's a big hiccup. We're not denying that. But still, a hiccup almost negates being able to actually see about the gameplay itself.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Anyways, you're sick.
So there's a game out there called Crimson Desert. And when it first came out, it got review bombed. Now, according to...
That's by the developer of BDO, right? Black Desert Online. Yeah, it's the same company where they have their own special combat.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
So it got... So if according to Steam, it is... Let me make sure I get this right here. It is very positive. The reviews now are very positive. Now, the one thing that a lot of people have an issue with is that the controls don't feel right. They feel pretty clunky. And the developer basically told players, just get used to it. Once you figure it out, it'll be like riding a bike. It comes naturally after you learn it. And to that, I'm like... No, I mean, let me keep on.
We do see this in games, though, where they basically have their control scheme.
Yeah.
And you're going to use it.
Yeah, well, you have to. You don't have a choice.
And I know it's not exclusive to this particular game.
Right.
Yeah, it is interesting when that happens. It does happen. I will say for me, in a game like this, if it's like the only controller game I'm playing at the time, I'll actually be fine. Like, I'll adapt to the controls. Where I have a real issue is, like, let's just say I'm playing like a PlayStation 5 and a Switch game, like kind of like side by side.
Yeah.
That totally fucks with my mind at that point because now it's like, because now you get into like, the actual buttons are mapped like visual indicators differently.
Yep.
That's what screws with my mind is playing
the A and B buttons are swapped.
Yeah, that's where that I can't handle. I'm just like So if I'm playing like that one game to their point, I will actually figure it out.
So one reviewer said about this game, Crimson Desert, you should use a controller instead of a keyboard because it sucks less. Another review basically said the controls are absolute dog shit. Another reviewer stated, whoever made these controls needs to be fired yesterday.
And you would think that they've done testing based on the control scheme, but what do I actually know? Yeah.
Here's the thing, and maybe this is what happened, or maybe not. But in the past, when I was once upon a time in the development world, and also when I was reviewing some very, very indie games, the developer and the testers, the developer utilizes the same testers from start to finish, which, if you can avoid that, you should, because the tester going through, basically ironing out all the kinks will get used to how things are. Where you would benefit from a fresh set of eyes at certain points to make sure that shit still makes sense. Because when a tester's getting paid, hopefully getting paid, fingers crossed, to play a game, they will, slog it through, even if the control scheme or there's some weird mechanic that's absolute hot garbage, and then they get used to it, and so it doesn't bother them anymore. I don't want to say Stockholm syndrome, but but I wonder if it's like that, where this is how they started at the beginning, and then they used the same set of testers throughout the entire thing, and the testers were forced to just get used to it, and so they got really good at the end. So yeah, technically, once you figure it out, it's going to be fine. Just there's nothing else out there. There was, I can't remember the name of the game because it's been, I don't know, 15, 16 years now, but there was a company out there that tried to avoid using WASD. They wanted to do their own setup on the keyboard, and I'm like, no, you can't do that. You're like, but the testers find it beneficial. I'm like, how many testers do you have, and did you use the same testers from start to finish? Absolutely, we use the same testers from start to finish. That's your problem.
Yeah, it becomes like its own self-fulfilling circle in that regard.
Yeah.
What's interesting about Crimson Desert, as I remember seeing like a video about this a while ago, was it was originally going to be basically like a gotcha type of MMO.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a lot of what you're seeing in this game, which makes it interesting, is they basically took out the MMO trappings. There's obviously still some, but they basically pivoted like 4-ish years ago to be like, oh, this isn't going to work as an MMO, and they turned it into basically what you see now.
Right.
Which it probably contributes a little bit to the control scheme and everything else. Because from what I've read is like there's definitely some mechanisms that are still there that like don't make a whole lot of sense in the context of the game. It's probably because like from an MMO perspective they would have,
right,
but not anymore. Which to me is kind of interesting because they do have BDO, Black Desert Online, which is a MMO.
Yep. All right, on to the next story. This one is more of a, if you are a Crunchyroll subscriber, change your password now. And also check your credit card receipts, balances, activity.
Was that another hack?
Tellus Digital, basically where Crunchyroll and tons of other companies host all of their data, had a really bad security breach where a hacker apparently made off with 1 petabyte of data. And that data, especially when it comes to Crunchyroll, was users' viewing habits, their username, their login, and all of their credit card information.
Well, that's spectacular.
Yeah. So if you haven't already, I would highly recommend that if you are a Crunchyroll subscriber, that you change your password. And also, once again, check whatever credit card is attached to that. Make sure that there are no weird, charges.
Transactions. Yeah. Yep. I also hope that you're using a different password for all of your logins.
Yes, that
is
too.
Kind of the first step. Is don't use, I naturally should probably use like I love cats for all my passwords because then it's easy to remember, right?
Right. But the O is a 0 and the A is an ampersand. So
nope. I just added 1 on to the end of it. Problem solved.
and the S is a 5.
Damn it! You just gave away my secrets.
And every single time it asks me to update it, I just increment that that number at the end by 1. So I love cats 1. I love cats 2. I love cats 3. But if they force me to really change it, it'll be like I love cats _1.
Big hacking.
Anyways, so seriously, even if you don't think that the shit ton of websites that you have your credit card on, it's never a bad idea to just, periodically check your credit card balance and activity.
Why check my credit card? I could just have monthly bill pay and it just automatically sucks money on my bank account.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, 6 months later, you're like, that's weird. Why did I have a $4,000 charge to Costume Emporium?
I mean, I guess Kyle found me again.
I guess so.
He wanted he got me a really nice costume for Dragon Con.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you
go. Okay. The last topic I have currently, and that could change, is that me and those freaking list websites.
Oh, geez.
And so someone wrote a 12 best video games from the year 2000.
The year 2000.
The year 2000.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you the names of these games without going into too much detail, and then we can circle back on a couple of them if we're like, or oh yeah. Deus Ex, the original The Sims,
okay,
Jet Set Radio, Thief 2: The Metal Age, The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, Perfect Dark, Time Splitters, Final Fantasy IX, Hitman Codename 47, Resident Evil Code Veronica, The Operative No One Lives Forever, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Ooh.
That's it. Okay.
I mean, those are some bangers.
Yes. What I remember about Perfect Dark is the fact that that game and the Donkey Kong game required that little expansion thing you had to buy to add into your Nintendo 64 so it would actually play.
Yeah, I do remember those.
And of course, for those out there who were like, what the fuck is Perfect Dark? It was the spiritual successor to GoldenEye 007.
Yeah.
It was. It tells the story of the operative Joanna Dark as she attempts to stop a conspiracy surrounding an interstellar war between two alien factions.
Sounds like a pretty normal day to me.
Majora's Mask. I mean, yes, a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there who freaking love that. I never really got into Majora's Mask. I don't know why. Just couldn't do it. And yes, that is the expansion pack.
You can be yours for $73.
Woohoo! If I could find my 64, I don't know where it is right now, but I've got the expansion pack still stuck in that damn thing. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that Jet Set Radio is going to get a remake, but it's never happened. The Sims basically had a massive ass franchise, so yeah, that was the start of.
That became pretty successful.
And then Deus Ex. I mean, I can't complain with any of these.
Yeah. Really.
I mean, if I want to be a nitpicky kind of person, I mean, like the only one that I really didn't get into was The Operative No One Lives Forever.
I don't know that one at all.
It was kind of like it was kind of like they tried to be like James Bond, like GoldenEye, but it wasn't really like GoldenEye. It played a little different.
The title makes sense. That's what it sounds like. It does sound like a GoldenEye or a James Bond movie.
Let's see here. Let me get the information. You play as Kate Archer, a spy for a secret organization who goes on missions in the name of keeping world peace.
There you go.
So
Sounds like my
it's
kind of
like
game.
James Bond, but not James Bond. The article says that it felt more like Half-Life and Deus Ex in the way that you navigate through the game.
Sure. Can't tell you anything about it.
But I will say that it did make me smile to see Time Splitters on that list, because I love Time Splitters. I have all three, and I got really sad when there was rumors that there was going to be a fourth, and then they got canceled, and then they pushed out some of the art that they might have used, and it made me even sadder. Of course, Time Splitters also had a character, or a set of characters, that were outlawed if you played multiplayer games. Just like GoldenEye, there was an Odd Job equivalent, and that was the fucking monkeys.
I always appreciate the custom maps. Were cool, especially at the time.
Yes.
That was pretty novel to have in the game.
Time Splitters 2 had probably by far the best map maker that I had seen, and I would max out the complexity of the map. Like you know, when back in the day, you had a certain save file size limit.
Yep.
And so it would give you this, like, I guess like a progress bar or status bar at the top, and it would show you how close you are to filling up the entire thing. And man, I would get it to like just as close as possible. But I also, for some reason, maybe it's my OCD-ness, I always made my map symmetrical. Like, one side of the map is going to be identical to the mirror image to the other side of the map. So if there's 2 ramps going up one side, there's going to be 2 ramps on the other side.
I can appreciate that.
I feel like I also did that for... Did I do that for Unreal Tournament as well? I might have done that for Unreal Tournament as well.
I remember playing some online with Unreal Tournament back in the day.
Yes. Of course, for those out there who are old enough to remember Unreal Tournament, there was somebody out there that played online that went by the moniker Yo Mama. And that, my friends, was not me. That was my dad. And my dad was vicious. But that was before voice chat. So, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of people bitching and moaning to their
about Yo
screens.
Mama.
About Yo Mama. Because my dad had a lot of fun with that.
I just remember him breaking mice in Diablo.
Dude, my dad had, or I guess he's not dead, so he technically still has one of the heaviest fucking left click attacks I have ever seen in my life. I mean,
very impressive.
He would trash the mice. You give him a couple months, and the left mouse button was so much lower than the right one. It's bam, 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 bam.
If there was tactile feedback for like the heavier you hit your left click, the heavier attack was, he'd be the champion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, he played a shit ton of Diablo and Unreal Tournament. So
I mean, they're good games.
Yeah.
I can understand. Yeah.
Memories. The good old days, right?
Back in the more innocent time of online anonymity, and you could call somebody Yo Mama and get away with it.
Yes. Now, I know that Zealeus has picked up a newer game, but heads up, there is a new update coming for Avowed.
Oh, really?
It's going to be even more fixes and improvements implemented. Fixes implemented basically by feature requests by the community.
They just released a pretty big patch like yesterday or the day before. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's obviously an open world type of game, but it's just close enough where I'm good with it. It's not too open worldy. Because like you basically have your 4 islands, and each of the islands is like contained. It is interesting. I like the unique kind of magic where you have the tomes.
Mm-hmm.
So like your warrior can have a tome and like swap real quick to use the magic and go back to like his giant two-handed hammer or whatever he has.
Yep.
So I'm liking it. It's a good game. The only thing I know I messaged you about this, but the one thing that does bother me is like it's a game where you have to explore. It's very much encouraged and necessary. Like, oh, I'm just going to go here. And the game's like, haha, no, you can't actually go here, even though it looks like it should be. One of my favorite was I found a spot where it's like a foot ledge. Nope, you're going to foot ledge, you just die.
Yep.
Nope, you're just dead. So some of like the random like spots you can't go, or I guess you shouldn't go, are kind of interesting. Or I'm like, oh, well, okay. I guess that doesn't work that way.
Speaking
but overall,
speaking of, I saw a video of a player playing Elden Ring, who was basically, for some people out there who love just to find ways to break games, they do the wall running, where they literally just put they put their character into the wall and just keep running. Sure. And see if they could basically go through the geometry. This person was a little bit more creative. They were trying to do a roll into the walls, and they apparently in some crypt area they rolled underneath a table, and it went right through the geometry, and then they kept going until they just hit the bottom of the skybox and died. Nice.
Yep, that'll do it. Yeah, I get it. Developers can't account for every single nook and cranny that a gamer's going to go, because there's like 8 billion potential spots.
Yes. So the more complex and open the open world is, the harder it's going to be to have no issue with collision detection.
I could see. I know we talk about AI a lot, but that would actually be a useful place to use AI, because like using something like Claude or Git or Copilot, it can very effectively iterate through all those billion different potential scenarios. Probably much more effectively, honestly, than a human, like for those crazy, weird edge cases. So that is something where I actually do see it to be helpful. For those kind of crazy scenarios.
I just remembered something. I want to circle back on the game we were talking about, Crimson. Was it Crimson Desert? Yeah. One thing that has gotten a lot of attention, besides the controls, is the fact that you can pick up cats in the game. And not only can you pick up the cats, but apparently you can dress the cats up.
Well, shit, I need to go buy it right now.
And apparently there's some chubby cats, and there's some cats of different colors. So there's some variety out there.
Cats.
So yeah. Just a side note.
Nice.
Now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah. Oh crap! I forgot what I was going to say.
So many options.
Yeah, so many options. I mean, besides the fact that I've been playing American Arcadia, I've also been I've circled back and we've been playing Donkey Kong Bonanza on the Switch.
I know you mentioned very highly of Donkey Kong.
It is therapeutic. I swear to God, it's very therapeutic, just punching the ground, and lots of stress relief there. I've also been playing the early access for Slay the Spire 2.
Nice.
And then I've gotten thoroughly depressed when I feel like I've got a good run going, and then I get my ass just absolutely handed to me because of Fortunately, my cards aren't dealt in the correct fashion that they had in previous battles, and I just get my ass whooped. Usually it goes along the lines of all of a sudden, magically, none of the cards that allow me to add defense start showing up, and so, yeah, I'm doing serious amounts of damage, but I would love to be able to block some of this damage so that I'd be around for another round.
Fair.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm playing right now, but I am playing Avowed, but Season 4 of Last Epoch, one of my favorite games, really of all time, is out. So I will be definitely jumping back into Season 4 to see what it has for the smasher of epochs.
Right on. Another side note. There was an anime that came out on Crunchyroll, I think it was like just as COVID was hitting, called Dorohedoro, which is, it's a weird anime, I'm not going to lie. But I always thought, man, this thing's going to have legs. And then it just, nothing happened to it. Well, it turns out because of COVID that, you know, by the time that everyone got back to it, there was new projects and stuff, but they're finally going to do another season. So I'm now rewatching Dorohedoro, and remembering how weird and messed up that anime is. It's not, I mean, there are some messed up animes out there. It's not, it's just, it's a weird anime. There's a lizard, one of the main characters has got a lizard head, and he's trying to find I think it's the wizard or the spellcaster who cursed him to have that lizard head. And the only way that he can find who did it is he has to capture the person and then basically shove the person's head into his mouth, because there's a dude in the back of his head that will pop out and go, "You're not the one." And then if he's not the one, then the guy dies. 9 out of 10 times the guy's dead.
That's weird. That's how I feel every time I watch an episode of Dan to Dan. I'm like,
yeah, it's very much in the same vein as of Dan to Dan. Not gonna lie. Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying.
Dan to Dan, it's fucked up, but it's fun.
Yeah. It's entertaining. How about
It is, no doubt.
that? For those out there who may have seen it looks like the Super Mario Galaxy movie is going to have a Star Fox reference that's going to appear.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I mean, like in the first Super Mario Brother, they like basically threw in Mario Kart. So why not throw in a Star Fox character, which people are like, okay, so Smash Brothers this time, which very well could, yeah, sure. It could be Smash
Star
Brothers.
Fox is much more out of the local memory of the casual viewer.
It has been a minute since the last Star Fox game.
Yeah, I mean, Star Fox would be sick if they came out with a new one. Like nowadays, what you can do with gaming and graphics,
Yeah.
I think that's something gamers could get behind.
So, I mean, the Fox McCloud, who's the main character of Star Fox, he has been a representative in a lot of the Smash Brothers games, and that's basically how Star Fox has been living vicariously for many years. But yeah, there hasn't been a new Star Fox game since 2017, which was Star Fox 2. I don't remember exactly what platforms it was on, but that's still like 9 years ago.
That was back in the day.
Yeah. It's been a minute.
Or 9.
Oh, no, Charlie, not going down that rabbit hole.
9 times 365,000.
Yeah. Whatever that is.
A big number.
Yeah. Huge number. Anyways, so, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have reached the end of our show. So, without further ado, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus. It's been a pleasure getting ready to come our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. We'll be back next Thursday for another Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother.